Good evening and welcome to another edition of Wrestle Talk Show. I'm your host Joshua Zimmerman, here to bring you another week in professional wrestling's news, bits, rumors, ins, and outs. First and foremost, like we always do, we want to thank our loyal viewers. Without you, our audience, our fans, without you, this wouldn't be happening, and you make all this seem worthwhile. You can view this show as well as many other shows. I believe a total of 61 or better videos uh, at WrestleTalkShow.webs.com. Interact with the forums, support the show. We're looking for content contributors, anyone who wants to take on a show that they can cover week in and week out. I don't expect many people to jump for NXT, but I don't even like NXT, so there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but yeah, we're looking for passionate wrestling fans that want to follow the product. You need not apply if you don't watch it to keep up with it. And I'm not talking about your once every now and again viewer. I need someone that can cover the material like I do, if not better. Don't put me out of work, but kind of it wouldn't hurt to boost ratings. Let's move right into things, shall we? TNA in the Middle East this weekend. AJ Styles breaks his finger. Dixie Carter tweets about him going to the hospital and having it reset. This final impact will be the last impact before final resolution, and that will also be their final chance to hype the pay-per-view before it happens. This will be the last impact before the pay-per-view. Ratings delay for the holiday has come in. The Thanksgiving Impact scored a 0.84 rating. Now, keep in mind that back in 2008, this show was at a 1.5, if not better. And it's slowly dwindled from 2008 to now, as you can see, with a 0.84, and sometimes a 0.7 was their lowest quarter hour. Kind of not feeling the realism Hulk Hogan was pushing. Kind of not seeing what's going on here. There's a bunch of talent on the roster that, how are you justifying their paychecks? Again, wasn't this a company to push today's wrestlers, not attitude wrestlers or yesterday's wrestlers? Just a thought as the product gets worse. I won't make a rant of it because there's plenty of that on the website. But come on, guys. You can do better than this. Come on. Come on. Our show demographics, we just want to give a nod to this real quick. 86% of the audience is of the male demographic and 15% the female. So we want to thank the males and females, especially the females. Thanks for giving the show a listen. For the first couple months, the show was dominated by male, as it would be, but I knew that there was some female wrestling fans out there, and I hope that we touched them, and obviously we did. The overall audience, 25% of the overall audience range 25 to 34, both male and female demographic. So that's very good. 25% of the audience, in my opinion, that's good. 25 to 34 is about the point where you can just suspend your disbelief and follow a story. So again, thank you guys. You did all the work. I just sit here, talk on a microphone, and give you a play-by-play via Facebook and on here. So again, I truly do appreciate you making me feel like this means something every time I log on here and I see the stats. I do appreciate it very much. We're going to go into Monday Night Raw here, and it was a great Raw overall. We're not going to kind of separate it because it was a 3-hour Raw, and there's a couple things I want to talk about. The news bits and rumors we kind of got out of the way. We'll expand on that tomorrow. But let's move into the 3-hour Monday Night Raw held at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 8 p.m. start time. With The Miz in his first appearance since winning the WWE title from Randy Orton, cashing in his Money in the Bank last Monday night. He would be the premier promo. Getting through all the preliminaries, Shameus is your 19th King of the Ring winner. John Cena gets payback and takes out Slater, Gabriel, and McGillicuddy in one night. Outright, with the help of the Raw locker room, outright tells Wade Barrett that this doesn't stop until he gets his revenge. But what I didn't like that is even before this promo, even though you knew something might happen, even before this promo, WWE commercial comes on for a show in Trenton, an upcoming show in Trenton, New Jersey that they're trying to push tickets for. On the card, they push Randy Orton against Sheamus and The Miz against John Cena. Already giving away to the fan that, wait a month, your iconic wrestler will be back. Thanks for keeping the story alive at least for a week. But like I said in the last video, more or less you had to expect he was coming back. He's their biggest money maker, and they don't have many other things. With The Undertaker being out and whatnot, they don't really have a plan B to fall back on. Even though last night's Raw was a big push for the youth movement. The Miz is your WWE champion. Sheamus is your King of the Ring winner. Del Rio featured in 2 matches. They're trying. So we can't just sit here and complain all the time. They are trying. But like I said, when you do things like kill angles that you're currently in the middle of working on before Cena, like I said, wouldn't have had a problem if Cena came out before that commercial aired. But you gave away that he's definitely going to be back by advertising that. I don't know. All I know is with the campaigns I do for advertising, I can pick and choose dates I want it to run. And I don't know if that was a well-placed ad. You be the judge. WWE announces that WWE TV Network launch is pushed back to mid-2012 or even 2013, as the COO comments that they're working on the platform and basically the structure for the network, and they need a little more time, more or less. And then you have your international TV distribution will be expanded to Russia in February 2012. I lied. There's a little bit of news bits and rumors. Most of it was all within the program. The Slammy Awards, 8 p.m. Eastern on December 13th. And your SmackDown rating for Thanksgiving got a 1.5. The lowest on Sci-Fi for the week. For Thanksgiving week. But again, getting right back into Raw, Sheamus wins your King of the Ring. Jerry Lawler comments on how Miz won his title and then challenges Miz. Miz ultimately refuses, but then the GM puts him in a spot to defend the title. So this is what made Raw interesting. You wanted to see who was going to win the King of the Ring, which they spanned which I thought they spanned well over the course of 3 hours. I thought it was going to be an hour of nothing and then 2 hours to rush everything in that they should have used the other hour for. But they had pretty good time management throughout before I knew it, the 3-hour show was over. So it was obviously all the matches were well placed and everything was run according to plan. Jerry Lawler in a TLC match, and on his birthday of all days, for the WWE title. This would be the first time Lawler would receive a WWE title match. and it was a hell of a match. They kind of pushed the angle that Michael Cole might be your mystery GM because he physically got involved in the middle of the match. Now, the way to follow that up is next week you suspend him, you do something, uh, and then you play it from there. And then if you want to have the reveal after Christmas, you could give him the month off, and then have your big reveal right around Christmas time if you wanted. Just a thought. Don't know exactly how long they're going to run it. One might argue that they might wait till WrestleMania, even though it might get to like the third member of the Straight Edge Society, where you hype it so much that, okay, tell us who it is already, and you take away the fan being interested in who it actually is the longer you drag it out. But if you're going to tell the story, you're going to tell a decent story, by all means, drag it out. But everything where you've gotten an opportunity, all the material where you've gotten an opportunity to analyze the mystery GM has been spotty material. The voiceover, all that, Michael Cole reading off notes instead of the physical laptop that's in front of his face, different things like that. In the age of technology that we're in, it should be pre-typed before the show on a word pad for him, or he shouldn't open the computer at all. He should have a lackey run notes to him throughout the show if you're going to do stickums, sticky notes on a computer screen. What's the point of having the computer there? It's not a paperweight. Just a thought, but it did make it interesting. I thought that, my ideal, I guess you want to call it, the point where I would mark out was, I honestly thought it would be pretty cool to see Jerry Lawler win it. He's a legend, so you would obviously protect his reign so he didn't get hurt, and he might put some class back into the title, whereas it's being handed off every other week. There's no real title defenses anymore. It's either you retain or you lose it so fast you don't have a chance to enjoy your title reign. And that's not how the title should be. It should be coveted. It should be something where, yeah, every time you're challenged, you should come out. But it shouldn't be something where the champion at the time rolls over to the current flavor of the week for WWE, depending on the week. Make the biggest emphasis right next to storytelling and the characters that they're molding is making the title matter again any title when you put it into a match. And I think they need to do that more. Kind of gave you something to look forward to for next week. It kind of shows you that they might be using Lawler a little more frequently now to kind of explain this story. And we'll see where they go from there. But just to wrap it up, I'd say overall in 3 hours between your John Morrison, your Del Rio, your Shameus winning the actual the match itself, they did a good job. And with The Miz at the forefront as your WWE champion, they did a great job with the youth movement. Like we said, we criticized them because they haven't done it, and now they've done it, so we can't complain. All this and more at WrestleTalkShow.webs.com. Again, send your fan emails to cwecompany@gmail.com, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Facebook.com and Twitter.com/CWEcompany. Until next time, folks, SmackDown tapings tonight, expanded news tomorrow, and until then, have a great night. It's been a blast.